Hey guys, DJ Jack back with you here once again with another video. And in this video, it's my review of Back to the Future movie. I love Back to the Future, and I love that they put Huey Lewis in the news to write the songs for Back to the Future. I just, Back to the Future is a great story, just a great movie. I mean, I know it was from 1985, and it's one of my favorite. If somebody asked me what my favorite 80s movie was, I would say Back to the Future. If I go back to the 80s, I'd say Back to the Future. Back to the Future is just, I just love, the first one is my favorite. The first one's my favorite. I love the first one, and this is my review of the first one, because I just love the story. I love, like, the design and everything, and I love how he goes back in time to the 50s to try to get his mom and his dad to marry, and he meets his dad as a kid, and goes back and has to try to get them to fall in love, or Marty McFly would never exist. It's just a great story, you know? It's a great movie, too. I mean, it's a classic, Back to the Future. You can't go wrong with Back to the Future. I mean, I love how he gets involved and starts performing at the dance for his mom as a kid, and also his dad. I mean, just a great movie. It's just, I mean, it's such a great movie. It's a sad way now that Michael J. Fox is kind of, not doing so well today anymore, but as where he is today, but he was great as Marty McFly, and the story behind the first Back to the Future movie is just great. You gotta watch it once in a while. It's a classic. It's a classic, and I love Back to the Future. So I'm just gonna say this: Back to the Future is definitely a movie that I would consider, if someone asked me to sit down and watch Back to the Future with them, I'd say, absolutely, I watch Back to the Future. It's just a great movie. I mean, just the first one's my favorite. I mean, the second one, yes, he goes back in time. He goes back into the future, into 2015. And this one, he goes in, and then the first one, he goes to the 1950s, to when his parents were in high school. So it's interesting, and he gets to see his dad and stuff, and his mom's trying to fall in love with him, but he's not going to be born if she falls in love with him. He's not going to be born. It's a great story. I mean, you know, Universal did a great job with Back to the Future, and I feel like Back to the Future should actually, I mean, I know they want to do a comeback of the movie, like make a reboot, but I really just, you can't pass the first Back to the Future movie. I'm sorry, the first one is the best. If they do try to if Universal does try to reboot, I know there was a while ago, what's his name? Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox and the director, Robert Zemeckis, who also directed a lot of the other movies, like he directed the Pinocchio live action, he directed the Polar Express, yeah. I know he has said a few times that Robert Zemeckis said this about a year or so ago, saying that they cannot make another Back to the Future movie until I die, the director said. They can't make it, and Michael J. Fox said something similar, like, they can't make another Back to the Future movie, a reboot, until, like, we're all gone. The whole cast is gone, or something. Something like that. I don't know exactly how Michael J. Fox said it, but it's interesting. But Universal sounds like they want to reboot it, which I just don't agree with that. I think you should leave Back to the Future the way it is. You shouldn't reboot it, because if you try to reboot it, it's going to mess up again, and I just think that Universal needs to consider making Back to the Future a past movie, a past franchise, an old franchise, but it's just a great classic, and you can't pass the first Back to the Future movie. I'm sorry, you just can't. The story is just so great. So great. And I love how Marty McFly goes to the dance into the prom back in his parents' days in the 50s, when he goes to the high school prom and stuff. I just love it. It's a great movie. Just a great movie. Back to the Future is a classic. You gotta love it. I mean, no matter how many times Marty McFly gets knocked over or something, or he gets yelled at by his teacher, it's a great movie. It's a great movie and everything. So this is my review of Back to the Future. Hit that subscribe button. Please let me know. And also, I love Christopher Lloyd's, Doc. Doc, yeah, where he finds out that his idea for time travel does actually exist, and it's really great. It's a great story. It's just Back to the Future is just a great story. So I prefer the first one, and I love how it has Huey Lewis in the News as the soundtrack. It's really great. I mean, if someone asked me if about a movie like that. What's one movie that you'll just watch the movie just for the music? Probably Back to the Future with Huey Lewis in the News. But I'm curious to hear in your comments below. What movie would you just watch just for the music? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button. We'll talk later.